there's a myriad of things. So I think first of all, we have to go back to
writer. You are very well known for teaching skills. Your students speak a whole lot about you. During festive season, Christmas, Salah, whatever festivity it is, one art that is common is giving. It gives a lot of joy. It feels good to be the receiver. The givers also feel good. But the biggest joy comes when you give off season. It is massively satiating. My guest today is one of such persons that enjoy giving in season, off season. The show is The Woman, and my name is Liz. Come with me and see my guests.
And I said, let's pick them up. Let's take them back to Nigeria and let's teach them a different kind of job.
A phenomenal woman has been described in a lot of ways, but whatever way you put it, my guest today fits into all of it. She is an astute businesswoman, a philanthropist, a voice for the voiceless, a voice for women and children, orphans inclusive. She is one woman that loves health so much. We'll get to find out why. That she, as early as possible, established a foundation she called When in Need Foundation, and then that gave birth to a lot of other things, especially the outreach, Medicare, the K Medicare outreach. She's also the CEO of Every Life Matters. She is a very loving woman, a very loving mom, a radiating mother to all, not just her biological children. Join me as I welcome her in my own way. There's a lot to her, but I choose to call her the High Chief Dr. Chetachi Nwogo Eton. Nice to have you.
Thank you, my dear. Nice to have you.
I must recognize the new addition you've made to yourself.
Yes.
And that is Ada Imo. The whole of it was said in the first daughter.
Yes.
That's a nice one.
Thank you.
It was given to you recently. Was it on your birthday that I missed?
Well, you missed my birthday, yes, of course.
I'm apologizing in public. Okay. I reported myself.
Don't worry, the next time you will come. Yes.
And the birthday, someone told me I missed out that it wasn't just a birthday, it was a carnival and a celebration of giving. Yes. How did it go?
It went well. It was well attended. We had over maybe 70 to 80 royals from all over Nigeria. Yes. People came from overseas. My children, my grandchildren, they attended. It was fun. A lot of friends and family came from overseas and here in Nigeria as well.
Was it for the birthday you lost some weight? Because you dropped like 20 years off you. What did you do?
It's not the birthday, but as you're getting old, you're supposed to take good care of yourself. And I believe that's what I'm doing right now, is taking good care of myself, watching what I eat and what I drink, and how I sleep and what time I have to go to bed, when to put all the electronics down and just have me time.
It's beautiful. I needed to reiterate that for Nigerians, because a lot of times we think that the biggest achievers are the ones that stay up to 3 a.m. before they sleep and they must wake up by 7. Hearing that you pay attention to yourself is called self-love for me, and I really admire that. Now, I know that recently you did a lot of arms for people. Yes, the market people that their stall got burnt. I know it's none of your business, but you still made it your business to ensure that you help rejuvenate their stalls. You want to share what's happened and how you got involved in it?
You don't have to be a family member, a friend, to help anyone in need. When I heard about the women that lost their stores fire, I decided just to do as much as I can, even if it's just a little. It's more than enough for what I don't have at that particular moment. And so I heard about their cries. To be honest with you, you see, I don't like to see women cry. I don't like to hear the cries of the widows or orphans, I know I'm not a wealthy woman, I'm not a rich person, but the little I have, I always have to share. And this is what I have instilled in my children as well. So my children do support me. If I pick up the phone and call my children, any of them, I say, listen, mommy needs a little bit of money. She needs to do this. They will go out of their way to make sure, to raise the money by themselves. and make sure that mommy has what she needs for the next mission or the mission at hand. Yes.
I know. You talk about mission. My mind quickly went to your K Medicare services. I know that the door opened. Somebody she walked in there and got treatment free, and I'm wondering, is this really possible?
Yes, it is. Why not? I opened that hospital just not for individuals that can pay for medical care. It's for also the individuals that don't have any money. Anyone that walks into that hospital that doesn't have any money must get treatment. Anyone that walks into that hospital that needs medication for malaria or headache or whatever will be served. That's what
free of charge.
Free of charge, yes. I pay for it. Even those that lives with me, I pay for all their medicals. You know, I send them to the hospital whenever they're not feeling very well. Go and get yourself treated.
And you put the bills.
Yes, of course, I do that.
That's a good one. Now, but what gave birth to all this? I mean, what's in your life? People will always say there's something in the cabinets, the cupboards, that makes one behave the way they do.
No, it's just passion. I believe that's how I was created. I was created to be a giver. I was created to be that open door for others. I believe that's not just a calling, but that's my life. My life. And that's the only thing that gives me joy.
Wow.
I'm going out. You can call me to, invite me to a party or event, and I may not show up because it's not my thing. However, if you say, listen, there is someone in need and we have to go and help someone, you will see me marching immediately because that's what makes me happy.
You know, your life is, for me, in a lot of ways, a book to read, especially when it comes to your philanthropy. I know that during your birthday, some group of women were not particularly cared for, a group of widows. And you did not know, but when you found out, you decided to extend hands. How do you get to do that,
I paid enough for everyone to eat and drink. It came to me as a shock that there were some widows that came from not just here in Abuja, but from other, communities around Abuja, and they were not cared for, and no provisions were made for them. So when I heard that, I said, okay, I am going to recall all those widows back, and then I will not only give them food, but I will present them with other presents, to go along with the food and everything else that they think or they missed that day. I will even have a live DJ. I might even call, get some dancers to perform for them. And the Widows Association of Nigeria made me their grand, matron. And you cannot make me the matron of all the widows, whether civil, police, army, whatever. And then you come to my event and you're crying. You leave crying. No. That's not acceptable.
That's a good one. But then, have you ever witnessed, how do you handle abuse of philanthropy?
Abuse of philanthropies is just on those that really don't know what they are doing. It's not their calling. It's not their passion. All they do is they go, they get sponsors, they pocket the money inside of whatever their bank accounts and then give just a little tiny to those they're supposed to take care of. That's when the abuse comes, because now you can't account for it. Yet the people that you are supposed to take care of are still crying and they're still asking, okay, what were you supposed to have given to us? Not get. I'm not a part of that, and I'll never be a part of that. That's why I don't go for sponsors, because when you go for sponsors, you're asking for other people's money. You have to be accountable for that. But when I use mine, I'm not accountable to that. I'm accountable to myself and to the Lord Almighty that I am doing all these things for. Everyone now wants to have a foundation. Everyone now wants to be a philanthropist because they think it's a way of making money. No, being a philanthropist is not a way of making money. It's a way of giving. It is a way of giving. So when I see individuals that calls themselves philanthropists and I look at them, I say, And every week, every month, they're doing some kind of events to get sponsors, to sponsor them on these and that. I'm saying, listen, if you're a true philanthropist, it must come from your heart. You give what you have.
I also know that those you help, sometimes they also can abuse it. Do you have a monitoring system to ensure that if you're training one, for instance, in tailoring and setting up for the person actually follow it to due process?
Yes, but let me tell you, you see, things are very difficult in Nigeria right now. You know, and I've been doing this for so many years, and I have thousands of stories to tell. No, it doesn't work out like that. I might start something and hoping that I'm empowering this community, I'm empowering communities, I'm empowering states, and at the end of the day, nothing comes out of it. And I can give you examples. You know, I started a microfinance. This was about maybe 12 years ago, 15 years ago. You know, I started a microfinance, and I said, okay, listen, you farmers, you all in this village, I can help you all. I will give you guys a little bit of money. However, I'll supply you all the seeds, fertilizers. I will help you clear your farms. All you need to do is just farm. And then after harvest, you can sell some, keep some, just put a little bit back, you know, and that will also come back to you. It didn't work. You know, the first year it didn't work. I tried it again, it didn't work, but I didn't give up. So I just said, you know, to hell with the microfinance. Let me just keep doing what I'm doing here. Here's seeds for you to plant and feed your family. And if you have any left, sell and pay for school tuitions and medical, you know, assistance. Now I can go as far as telling you about 4 years ago, I wanted to start what is called Kalani rice.
Kalani rice.
About 5 years ago. That was before Corona. In that, I will not mention how much I spent, but I bought rice, black and white beans, soya beans, okra, name it all. I bought so many seeds, and I distributed all these to about 8 communities. And the idea was, let them farm, and then what I will do is that I will go back and I buy all the rice from them, exactly from them, you know, and still give them back more to farm. So, you know, it's like I'm trying to create wealth in those 8 communities, but they didn't understand what I was trying to do.
What
do you know
do
what? Some of them ate the rice.
Oh my God.
Some of them sold the rice and the beans and the okras. And I'm telling you honestly, at the end, I was so sad, not upset. Sad because they didn't buy the dream. And I said, listen, this is coming out from someone's pocket. I didn't go out begging or doing any kind of events to get sponsors to buy all this. All this came from me. So I did it again the following year. Now I did it now in about 5 states. I did Kaduna, I did Ebonyi, I did Abiam, I did Imo State, and I think it was in Anambra. I said, I did all this again. And I said, this time, all you guys have to do is just show me. Show me evidence, you know. And they showed me when they were sharing all the seeds, but what happened after that, I don't know. It is not easy for someone to come out to say, listen, okay, what do you plant the most? And you say you plant yams. And then the person will go and buy and get maybe 5 trailers of, you know, seedlings. And share all over. And then at the end, you ate the seedlings. They ate the bigger seedlings and planted the smaller ones, and at the end, they are now asking for more. How? I don't understand the concept. If only individuals will understand that if one comes to you to help you, the least you can do is to help yourself. This is what I told them last year after the 5 states. I said, if you do not show me any evidence of the famine, not sharing of the seeds, of the famine, and then when these crops are growing and then the harvest, forget it. In 2024, I will just relax. That's it.
And that's what you did.
And that's what I did. And all of them, people were calling to ask me, when are you coming to share seeds? I'm like, what seeds?
That's a good one. No, I have followed up on your activities with giving aid to people. You are Imo State and Igbo speaking, but I have also noticed your activities. You try to go around Nigeria.
Yes.
Any particular reason? Because I know some people, when they want to do anything, they say, let me go back to my village, let me go back to my state. But you have always carried the entire Nigeria along.
Because I'm a human being.
Okay.
Before Nigeria or before the world, I always tell people that I'm an alien. I cannot say that, yes, because I'm from Imo State and I speak Igbo, I'm just Imo State and I'll do for Imo State. No. Listen, I'm for everyone. So long as you're a human being, I'm for you. So long as one is a widow, whether you speak Igbo, Hausa, Yoruba, regardless the color of your skin, whether you're from South America, America itself, Europe, anywhere. Listen, I touch lives. I've touched lives in so many countries. Lives in 5 continents, and it doesn't matter who you were, so long as you're in need and I'm able to help you. Yes, I will help you. I've received so many titles in Hausa land. I've received so many titles everywhere I go.
Asari
Owasoro means the mother of king. It's from the Chawe kingdom of Kaduna. Okay. But you see, I'm just a human being in this world to do good.
That's the way it should be. Yes. That's the way it should be. But then in doing your good, you have found time for your family, because I see the bond between you and your children. How do you manage to coordinate your numerous businesses and still find time for family?
When I was about to start the When in Need Foundation, my children, they were so young, so small, but they're intelligent human beings. My children, I call them also human beings. So I sat them down and I told them, listen, I want to start a foundation. First of all, we have to find a name.
You always have to do this democracy in your home.
Oh yes,
have a dialogue with everybody.
Yes, I have to, because I need them to be in the line. I want them to know everything their mother is doing. Because listen, if my children didn't allow me to go out there in the world, I would not be doing what I am doing. Sure. We all sat down, and my youngest, Chioma, was the one that said, hey, When in Need Foundation. And that's how the foundation got its name, When in Need Foundation, And so I told them, I said, you see, with this foundation, even though you guys are young, but with this foundation, I'll be traveling all over the world, touching lives. They said, it's okay, but we have to go with you, right? Yeah. So my children, if you can see the videos from the early years, you will see that my children went to so many all over the world with me.
Doing charity.
Spreading love and giving to those in need. And let me tell you honestly, they love their mother so much, and they love what I do. And the bond between me and my children started off the day I walked out of the abusive marriage. And I've had those 3 children to me all by myself all these years. I sent them through, primary school, nursery school, primary school, secondary school, and I paid all their college tuitions. You know how I did that? Some people will ask me, how did you do it? I said, let me tell you, I had to give myself up for my children.
Oh, what a mother.
Yes, and that's what I did. And my children went to schools and I paid everything. None of my children have any kind of stone hanging on their heads. I took care of everything, and I did it because of love and because I want to give my children a fresh start in life. When they graduate from universities, they're able now to move on to their own lives, and I'm happy to say that they actually did quite well. They are married with their own family. I'm a grandmother of 4.
Are you enjoying the
I
grandchildren?
am enjoying, yes. The twins were just here for the birthday, they were just here with my daughter and my son-in-law, and they left about a week ago. And they enjoyed mommy. They tore everything here apart. Every morning, every night, every time, grandma. And let me tell you, 2 days before they left, I was already missing them. When they left, I cried, and it's grandma. I love it so much. I
The
love
sound of it.
Yes.
All right. Now, I would like to know, you went through an abusive marriage yourself, and you remained, up and standing. You didn't let it swallow you. A lot of people would have allowed that to happen. You have mingled with the high and the low in Nigeria, especially our women folk. What do you think we can do better to ensure that we keep moving? We're not swallowed by circumstance. Because a lot of times we all just go slump like that because things around us are seemingly not working. But if we look closer, there's always a silver lining.
Yes, and it's just if I can talk to the abused women right now, whether they are still in their relationships or not, be to think about yourself. You come first. You come first. Not the marriage.
Yeah.
You as a human being come first. And if you have children should come first, then the marriage. Marriage is secondary. The children and your life comes first. Now, if you're in a very abusive relationship, listen, get out if you can before it eats you up. Because some people have died because they remained in an abusive relationship. If you can, if it's not working out,
Better take a walk.
walk out of that relationship because your life matters.
Sure.
Try your best. Don't think that if you leave abusive relationship that's the end of your life. No, that is the beginning of your life.
We always think that when we leave, we may not know where to start from. We're scared, especially when it comes to the financial, comfort you're getting. I think that's what some of them, are scared of.
Ooh, that then that means that your life doesn't matter. If your life matters, get out, figure out how to live, stay strong. If it means hawking banana or granite, if it means starting from somewhere, go ahead and do it. Because when I walked out of my abusive marriage, I didn't know where I was going. It's just like a bell. And I'm like, I'm out of here. I've been in this abused relationship for several years. If I do not leave, this man will start beating my children. And it actually started with my son. And I said, no, I have a son and I have 2 girls. If I stay and my children, will see their own father beating their mother, by the time you know it, he will start beating all of them. And then what does that tell? So he can turn out to be an abusive man tomorrow. And then my children, my daughters would then turn out to be in abusive relationships themselves and be beaten. Yes, I looked at those children. I said, no, I want something better for my children, better for myself, even though I don't know what that better is. When I left, I had my daughter Chinyere on a stroller. I carried Chioma right here in the baby bag. And I held my son Kirum, my hand, and we pushed the stroller, and that was it. We had no place to go. There was no house. There was no money. There was no food. There was nothing. All I knew is that I was going somewhere. It worked out because I had the courage. I looked at those 3 children and I said, you 3, you are my life now, and I have to protect you 3.
I don't want you to go there. I don't want to cry.
I know, and sometimes when I think about those days, I do shed tears because you know what? In that relationship, he made me believe that He was my life, and without him, I cannot get far in life. Without him, I cannot eat. Without him, I can survive. He was providing everything, and at that particular time, I kind of believed that. But at one time, I said, you know what? My name is Chetachi. My mother, very strong woman. She took care of her family. What in the world am I doing here? If my mother can do all this and raise many children, extended family members, friends, what, I can do it. And I said, listen, this is not the child, Chetachi, that her mother gave birth to. Really, really suffered. But I never for once allowed my children to feel less than a human being. I never allowed them to feel less than others. Even if it's with $1, I'll make that $1 look like $100 or $1,000. I never allowed my children to feel any kind of inferiority among others. I never allowed my children to lack of anything. And I did it only by vending. Started off on the side street, selling whatever I could get my hands on. And I believe that everything that I earned was actually bigger than what I had in my pocket. So each time I had $10, I said, yes, I have $1 million in my pocket. And that's how I felt all throughout my life. And I still do the same today, even when I lose money. You see, here in Nigeria, Nigeria is very hard, my dear.
It is.
I've been scammed many times over and over because of my good heart. And that's why the people in the diaspora, they don't like coming home, especially those that want to give. But I have been taken advantage of so many times, and I'm still here because I believe that's something good. I believe that I'm doing something good, and I believe that one day something will change.
Will?
Yes.
It will. I believe that.
Yes.
If you're scamming a nice person, you're actually scamming God.
Of course.
It's an attitude we often refuse to see. All right, and with that I say thank you so much for letting us into your beautiful home and share some of your activities that really delight you, which is a given. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
We've been talking to the High Chief, the Ada Imo State, the Mother of Kings. A whole lot of titles given to her, but all coming up because she is one person that wants to see good and promote good in others. I wish all of us can toe that line. Nigeria will be a better place. We'll come your way again next week with another exciting personality. The show is The Woman, and I remain Liz. Don't go away.